We are here today to give her an award. It was created by the artists of the Frable Studios in Atlanta. And here's Kevin Off, president of the Frable Studios. Present Jane with this award. It is a symbol of amplifying our voices. Jane Fonda, Keeping the Faith, October 1, 2007, WiLL. Keeping the Faith. Keeping the Faith. It is especially in her capacity on the board of Women's Media Center, which she helped found in 2004, that Juan gives Jane Fonda this award. It is Keeping the Faith, as I said, a woman who sits at the table of power, shares that seat, and pulls up chairs for other women and girls. It is my pleasure to ask you to stand up and amplify your voice now for Jane Fonda. Beautiful. Two things I want to add to what Karen said. One is I also produced, well, I've produced a number of good movies, but I just want to Coming Home and Golden Pond and a lot. What, 9 to 5? Yeah. That's particularly important, given what we're here for, and also because I'm soon to be on a panel with Ellen Bravo, who ran the nationalist organization. It was a unique, maybe it's never happened before, that a movie blended with a movement to cause a really quantitative and qualitative leap forward. Prior to the movie, there was no union, and it's now a SEIU District 925. As was, of course, China Center, because that was my favorite ex-husband turned against nuclear energy. But there's another thing that Karen left out when she was talking about what we have in common. A really important thing is her husband, David Courtwright, was in the military and very active in the GI movement, which is really what launched my activism. And Susan suggested that I speak just for a very few moments right now before the panel. And she suggested that I might want to talk about the importance of being an activist and why I think it's important to be so on and why I'm an activist. And my initial thought, well, I can just say, why not? I've always been. And then I thought, no. If I really am honest, I will have to admit that I didn't become an activist until my early 30s. I wish that I could say that I'd always been, and I know there are people who grow up being an activist, usually because their parents are, you know, over there on the progressive side, but I didn't. I grew up being a product. When I first became an activist, I'd go to speak at a theater, and the marquee would say, "Come hear Barbarella speak." I was used to having scripts and being told what I was going to say within a particular character. I was not used to standing up and speaking, and I was scared to death, and I didn't do a very good job, and I borrowed a lot of other people's rhetoric. But I just want to tell you a few of the things that were particularly meaningful for me.